And we are back here. The AFD 4K in Miami continues now. We got Killabyte Gaming taking on Jinete. Jinete, a team we've already seen here. So we got to talk, of course, a little bit about Killabyte Gaming. This is Scotty, Kyle, the Brazilian jumper, and Phantom Ice. Phantom Ice top AR out of the Puerto Rico. One of many here today. We had 7 teams here from Puerto Rico, Corn. A lot of teams there. Now, Jumper and Kyle have been playing together for a while, but Scotty, of course, has had himself some challenges, success as well. Now, Kyle, Jumper coming in, big placements in the CCL. Went through, played together at the University of Central Florida, unless I'm wrong. Top 8 placement as well that my man Corn here is going to talk about. But I did get a man to sit down with some of the members of Render Esports. They did try to get Kyle the Brazilian come on and play with one of them, be one of their starting 4 right there. Man would not leave his teammate at the University of Central Florida for the CCL League, the College Call of Duty League there. So a lot to be said for the loyalty there, Corn.
No, of course. I mean, like, look, you go from a CCL team who makes a relatively good bracket run,
top 8,
gets into the lower bracket as well, and you know, when they get into the lower bracket, they lose to a very tough opponent in the winner's bracket, might I add. But again, let's not talk about specifically playoffs whatsoever. Let's talk about the regular season, because they were revered as one of the best teams in the CCL, and that was for a multitude of reasons. Number one, when we look at a player like Jumper, you've got the ice and the S&D. It doesn't matter what the round might be. Like, he always ends up popping off with a couple 3 pieces, maybe even a bit more. But, you know, there's a lot of animosity that tends to surround Jumper a little bit. And I understand why and why not at times too, but talking specifically about the CCL, more importantly, you know, Jumper, again, the Iceman and the S&D can pop off in any respawn, and he's got cracked movement. That's a big thing. But Kyle Brazilian, again, another one of those players that you revere is top of the class in every aspect, not only for this University of Central Florida for the E4 Knights, but more or less in the respawns where he's able to take hold of a team, pull him to the grass, push him to the limit. We'll see what happens here in map number 1. Jinete Gaming back on the main stage again. Killabyte for the first time. Scotty, Kyle the Brazilian, Jumper, Phantom Ice versus suspects Alan, Snippy, and Licklow.
Yes, sir. Jinete we have seen before, and we've seen them perform on the raid. We'll see Express next for the search and destroy. Get to Garrison if we get there, if the team's earn it, we should say. Killabyte all over this one up top, up first. Snappy getting taking out Scotty, excuse me. Jumper finding not 1 but 2, and Phantom Ice coming through, freezing out the last. That's Laplomo there. Jinete forced off of this hard point for now.
Jumper on the pushback, holding down hard point number 1, 15 seconds left. Here comes Snippy and the gang. Flying back over towards the hard point. We're going to look for the rotations. Are you going to push the middle map? Do you push around back through Laundry to grab and secure yourself spawn? To the front door, though, push doesn't work. Killabyte holds on strong. And now you got Kyle the Brazilian with 1 kill on the board. You got 3 and 1 and 4 and 1. Jumper and Scotty pairing for a couple. But Phantom Ice on 2. He can stay alive for a bit longer, maybe start to work his way through a couple or more, and then we can start to talk about streaks, but of course we got to get there first. 50 seconds left in the kitchen tugboat. It's looking good for the side of Killabyte.
Yeah, especially with Jinete putting up 2 players at 0 and 3 as of right now, as Alan here finding 2, making it look easy as well. Jumper finds the only rest for the weary in this for the Killabyte Gaming squad, but Jinete does take over hardpoint for right now. 30 seconds left, and they've taken a lot here when you have a trio of Killabyte players out in the middle. Now moving inside, players spawning from the port side a little bit. Kyle Brazilian, Scotty, Jumper all done, dusted, deleted, and forced out of this hard point.
Alan made a great play right there. Came through the water steps, forced the flank onto Killabyte to where they couldn't push through middle map anymore. Paired that with Jinete Gaming being able to push throughout the kitchen, be able to hold off the offensive from Killabyte. It allows them to go ahead, secure the scrap time, but now for the side of Killabyte, any kills that you get along the map are going to side Jinete Gaming across the map, and you're going to see that spawn come in over towards basketball court. Player number 4, Kyle the Brazilian finds the shots, won't be able to find the kill, but right now, Killabyte inside of the hard point, 5 seconds ticked off, and I believe they spotted Alan over towards the AC unit.
Yeah, just outside, Kyle Brazilian, the reinforcements coming in, not gonna land there. Jumper and Scotty make quick work of this one. Jumper finding 2, but right after, he does fall. Suspects finding that one, now moving back through the gym. Scotty on 2, and makes it easy for the squad to set up and get the rest of these points of engagements.
Phantom Ace. So we call him in the S&D's tugboat. How doesn't miss? Shoots nukes. Pushes back towards the hard point, though. Alan and his teammates suspects will combine for 2, now make it 3. They've gotten themselves back in towards the garage, and that was my key point on raid hardpoint throughout the entirety of the broadcast thus far. You cannot lose the garage after you hold onto it. Sure, you're going to give up the 20 seconds of scrap time here, but it's going to be a huge 3-on-3 over towards the next hardpoint. Kyle gets 1, Phantom Ice for another. There's Jumper for the third. Last one alive. Player number 3, Snippy. Can you find the kill? You can find one, but you've got a full brigade and battalion of Killabyte players looking to push through the back. A little lightning strike might add a bit of extra power.
Yeah, so looking at these numbers, one of these is not like the others. Loploma 1 and 9, far and away the most deaths in this, and far and away the least kills so far. Showing up, the numbers speak for themselves there, Corn.
Yeah, they always do, Tugboat. You know, I'm not always one to be a numbers guy a lot of the time. I love to look at individual players, how they can affect the map. Well, you know. I can't speak for myself in that regard, but I do get no ladies. Jumper in towards the hard point. Scotty's going to be able to find 3 in a basketball court, so that's going to give them a staunch advantage with 25 seconds left. That might be the biggest kill of the game thus far, rather the biggest play of the game thus far. Pending now, the side of Killabyte gets over that 3-digit territory. They can rotate back in towards middle map with Scotty and his teammate Kyle, the Brazilian, playing the middle map. However, as I say that, they get cut down. Spoiler, in that they game me. They're trying to play that middle map, but Plomo, 2 and 13, hasn't helped in the slaying department. That's one player that's going to need to step it up as we get further into this game.
That's entirely fair. Looking at Jumper, perhaps there's a reason for that. These jump shots, I feel like every time we tune into him or he shows up in that kill feed, it's going to be a headshot every time, putting 1 chrome to the dome. Phantom Ice showing up as well. Maybe not headshots, but coming through. Excuse me, there's the headshot. Oh my God! And he has got it. The team wipe coming through. 5 streak for Phantom Ice already. You said it earlier, he's got ice in his veins.
Yeah, well, Phantom Ice. That's what you get when you put him on a roster with other players who can match the caliber of not only talent, hype, but prestige when it comes to Call of Duty. Over the top, he's going to be 7 gets the artillery barrage in the back pocket to save for later. Will he use that over towards point number 1? I'd assume no, unless they get beat outright through the beginning of it. But with 15 seconds left, rotations back over towards middle map. You've got a 60-point lead on the side of Jinete Gaming as you're rotating over towards the next hard point. Killabyte coming out and given, well, Phantom Ice's own little taste and own little twang of that Puerto Rican flavor.
And there you go, a flavor they may not enjoy so far because this has been a run away for Killabyte so far. They do have the Puerto Rican teammate right there, but Jinete all coming from the Puerto Rico side. Traveling a far distance to play some Call of Duty and doing it pretty well, I might add.
Oh, look, you're going to be given the opportunity, you're going to travel far to play Call of Duty when you can play it on an even ping. It's not easy playing out of Florida against the rest of the United States and Call of Duty in general. However, when you're playing for Puerto Rico against the rest of the United States Call of Duty community and stuff like that, it's going to be even more difficult, specifically if you are playing inside of challengers, as Phantom Ice falls there. Jinete Gaming, they get their first opportunity over towards point number 1 to get some time. 25 seconds of scrap time could be their real estate to go ahead and hold on to, pending they get the kills over towards laundry, and they do. So around the corner, suspects will fall. Scotty with a long angle with the Krig. 74U pushed up for Kyle. They're going to double chow that slide across, but once again, it is going to be Scotty with the long shots. He'll find it up to 74U to clean him up that time. Doesn't matter what he's rocking with. They'll make that 1 versus 1 with a tree work.
I'd hate to beat a drum here, but Loplomo doing even worse. 3 and 20. Now 3 and 21. More than 7 times up on the death ratio there as Jinete experiences another full team wipe.
Oh, they're only down by 60 points, though. That's the thing. 9 and 17, 3 and 21. You would expect this game not only to be a blowout, but the side of Jinete Gaming maybe to have 50, 60 points in this game with 2 players struggling at that regard. So, look, although Killabyte has done a fantastic job being able to win the majority of their gunfights, find their rhythm early on in this game, and still have a 90-point lead going into the next hardpoint over towards Garage, the real takeaway from this is it could be a lot further of a stretched-out game that Killabyte could be winning by even larger of a margin.
Yeah.
With those 2 players from Jinete Gaming struggling as they are.
Corn speaks it and it comes true. A solid little run now for Killabyte as they have taken the lion's share of the last hard point. Same situation here as we move out of kitchen. Now that's middle here. That's Allen drop. Kyle Brazilian continuing on here. Didn't take a point of damage on this one. We see Jinete's squad that's pretty well loaded out on here. 1 player with more than a minute on the hard point. They're going to need everything on this and most of the next hard point just to tie it up, Corn.
As again, folks, I said beforehand in our last winner semifinal series, this is a best of 3. This is the opposition to winners semifinals number 1 that we saw beforehand. We're going to be taking a break for the winners finals after this match is over. Go ahead and cover some of the losers finals matches that we have. A couple interviews will be sprinkled out and in between those, but realistically speaking, we're going to be waiting a little bit So we're going to have winners finals, losers finals, and grand finals back to back to back a little bit later on tonight. The losers bracket is actually flying right now. We've got a lot of matches coming up in 5 and 6 soon. So that'll be coming up a lot, I guess, closer than maybe I anticipated beforehand.
No, I hear you. I hear you. If you want to check that out, that is challenge.com/AFD live, I believe. You can check it out there and how these teams are progressing. They are updated live. 50 seconds here. Jinete took exactly what they needed to do on that previous hardpoint.
Kyle, what can you do to keep the side of Jinete Gaming out of the hill? You got one, but you get traded out instantaneously. 50 seconds left. Killabyte just needs 30 to win it here. Suspects in the back will get shots onto one. This tree is such a hard head glitch to beam somebody off of. Kyle does his best and will find the kill. There go 3 down behind a pair of jumpers. And we'll talk about, as much as I hate to say it, map number 1, although it's been relatively close. Killabyte with 1 kill here on the La Plomo can go ahead and basically secure this, especially if they're able to hold Jinete out of the front of the hill. That's fair.
Now we're looking at Jinete on top right here, but it's spawning not too far away as Killabyte, and then they come through, forcing some respawns of their own. Cal, the Brazilian, following on this one. Contest coming through, so they cannot win on this hard point, period. This is a Killabyte squad that should be paying attention to the future, and now the rotations come through. They'll take another, if they take all 5 of these, you're looking at trash time, the last little bit of hard points. That's all that's going to stand between Killabyte and taking it.
Now, talk about, as we get down to the end of this game here, they're going to break in once again, but are you talking about looking to the future for the hard point, or maybe looking to get into the S&D here in a couple of seconds? Because although they've got middle map held down right now, and I don't want to, kind of speak before it's over, because it's not over just yet. Killabyte has the opportunity, to lose this game still, but with jumper on 5, now looking for a few more. It's going to be Scotty, Kyle, the Brazilian, who pair in tandem. That's going to do it. 250 to 189 will be your final score for map number 1. Killabyte 1 map away in the S&D from getting to the winners finals, taking on Render eSports. And well, if you're a stranger here to the stream thus far, Render eSports, they are nothing short of only passionate players and controversy, of course.
Yeah, controversy indeed. Winner of this will be playing against that Render eSports squad. For now, Corn, we're taking to the S&D over on Express. We'll be taking a look throughout, of course, at these players up on squad. You got Coach Clutch behind his Killabyte Gaming squad. Definitely happy after a 250 to 189 performance.
8 and 30 is not going to get you far, but it got you damn close to a win there, and that's the scary thing
really
for me
is.
for the side of Killabyte. Obviously, you were playing a solid game, you were out slaying, but what the numbers show me in terms of just overall score in the hardpoint itself is some of those kills that the side of Killabyte were getting were useless kills. And what I mean by that, folks, if you are either new to Call of Duty or FPS games, whatever it may be in the competitive standpoint, useless kills could be anything that's across the map that is not directly impacting something that is around a hardpoint. So that could be somebody who's just, often in a certain sector of the map finding a kill here, a kill there, and not really doing anything towards the actual hard point itself, thus allowing the other team to have multiple opportunities in 3 versus 3 situations to get into the hard point, even if somebody might be struggling. So you can boast kills all you want, but if you're finding yourself on the odd end of being kill horde the entire game, chances are you're going to be able to stick somewhat close into the game, and that's exactly what the side of Jinete were able to do in map number 1 right there. Going to an Express S&D, which we've seen countless times already here on the live stream already, because a lot of teams are really, honestly, just
actually
infatuated with Express S&D.
In love with it.
Jinete, if they play together and they can have the 2 players that struggled in map number 1 step up to the challenge, you always want to say, oh, maybe we can see a 1-1 tie after map 2. But honestly, we're speaking in a real sense here. It could happen. Yeah. It's an S&D that's anybody's game, and if you remember Jinete, they were very good in S&D the last time they were on the main stage.
Yeah, that was against Limitless here. Took that one down 6-4 on that. And, of course, that was a situation where Jinete was up. They were coming through off of a 250-134 win. So not only did they take that instead of losing it, Corn, but they also took it almost doubling up against Team Limitless. Team Limitless, a squad that is fighting their way through the losers bracket now. Looking at a little search and destroy action coming up here. We're going to be getting teams back on into it and started in just a second. I want to talk a little bit more about just the difference here. 8 and 30. These are not good numbers for La Plomo, right? Not by any means. I think it's a fair statement. The numbers really speak for themselves.
That's just a statement.
Yeah, exactly. Fair. Fair. I'm going back to skateboards here. But seriously, it is so important to keep your eye on the prize here. It's objective based. This is a team deathmatch. That is a death knell. That's a nail in the coffin. That's it for your squad. Might as well chalk the S&D, but it's not. It's objective based. Unlimited respawns here in the hard point. Now, this performance cannot be recreated in the Search and Troy, but if it's going to happen, it's best to have happened in the hard point.
Yeah. Well, folks, I mean, you saw it a little bit ago. Obviously, you can't see it right now, but everybody on the main stage, all feeling good about their win on the side of Killabyte. Jinete talking over some strats for the S&D, what they want to do a bit differently against Killabyte. They've learned a lot from map number 1. They can go ahead and kind of readjust not only to the situation that they're in, but this is really the first time today that they've kind of been struck with adversity after the first map. So you go on main stage, you're playing in front of everybody, the venue's starting to clear out just a little bit. You've got a lot of eyes on the stream right now, watching what's going to be happening here, not only through the rest of AFD, but this match specifically. You're considered the best Puerto Rican team to be here. There's a lot of credentials that come with that, but a lot of pressure that's added onto it too. So going into an S&D where you have, I guess, an advantage in the fact that you have played S&D great the entire day, and from experience, I know this Killabyte roster kind of struggles in S&D overall, specifically with them having a lot of incredible respawn players. I can touch on Jumper all I want to for S&D, but that only will take you so far because Kyle, Scott, and Venom Ice, they're all respawn players. They're all very good at respawn.
Exactly, like you were saying.
So we'll just have to wait and see. But as we're getting ready to load into the lobby, folks, we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, the 4 versus 4 After Dark Esports Open LAN here in Miami will continue. I'm a Cornmeal. That's FBI Tugboat. We'll see you back here in just a minute. All right, folks, we're back here for the 4 versus 4 After Dark Esports Open LAN. My name is McCormiel. Alongside myself is FBI Tugboat, and we're in game number 1 between Killabyte and Jinete Gaming. And well, I said it was going to be dangerous for the side of Jinete side of the S&D, and they've shown that in round number 1. Firepower and around that last maybe 15 seconds.
Yeah, Jinete Gaming coming out with a fire and fury that has not been seen in this today. My God, 250, 189 in the hard point. Jinete dropping there. Their last search and destroy, they went 6 and 4 on this one. Is not a theme that we're not going to see again, at least showing up so far. Like you said, I mean, I think that was literally like 21 seconds or 22 seconds, Corn. Like,
it wasn't long.
I don't count that high. That's the thing.
Oh, I don't think either of us do. Number 1, I've only got 8 toes, so
there you go.
I don't. Suspects 3-0 off the rip here. Allen finds 1. But for Jinete Gaming, you know, on the offensive side now, Killabyte, Kyle, Brazilian Scotty up in towards the top 8 building. This is a great spot to play if you're going to be aggressive. And, well, there it is. Kyle Brazilian takes map number 1's kill death ratio. Brings that into game number 2 here. Has been able to find the first kill in round number 2. As we continue to push up the map in a 4 versus 3, this is kind of looking the same as what we saw from eBeastie. On an offensive push, it gets slow after you lose that first player. It all falls apart. It's all going to be up to Suspects now to even this thing out. Find this trade here on the Phantom Ice, and that's a huge first pick to get him over towards A.
Yeah, 3v3, tied situations right now. Might as well be back to the beginning of the game. Of course, it's only 45 seconds now for our offense. Scotty taking 1 down, even in the score for his squad just a little bit. Killabyte looking pretty swell. Coming in round number 2 after a very quick round number 1. Jumper with another. That's Laplomo now. Had an unfortunate hardpoint situation, but looking to make that a non-issue. Not going to matter. Killabyte wrapping it up, putting a bow on top of round number 2.
And you see, the thing that sucks about that right there is, you know, when you look at Laplomo, you didn't see, or actually, so you didn't see Scotty jump down, but then you jump around the corner and, well, Scotty's right in your face. And unfortunately for the side of Jinete, the biggest problem is you're going to have to counter this aggression head on. You did it in round number 1. Round number 2, though, it doesn't work out in the same way. And that works in your favor in one way, but it also faults you in another. Number 1, the way it works for you is that, okay, if you can kind of counter yourself, sit back, allow Killabyte to come to you, sure, you might be able to get a first pick or something like that. That's great. But on the counter side, on the other side of the coin, if you get too aggressive, and Killabyte also get aggressive, we know who's been winning the gunfights up close and personal all game long, and it's been Killabyte. So in a 1 versus 2, Kyle Brazilian, the last one alive.
Yeah, Kyle Brazilian looking even Stevens. Allen on the other side just takes some cover for right now. Laplomo gets that K, and Jinete takes their second. This has been all defensive rounds, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Yep.
Folks, I also want to key you in real quick, too. 250 to 189 was the map one score between both of these two teams. If you are just joining us, Killabyte leads the series 1-0. This is a best-of-3 series here in the winter semifinals. The winner of this will take a nice old trip to the winners finals, and they will be playing against Render eSports. And again, if you have been watching the stream the entire time, they need no introduction. Cheeto, Prodigy, Hypno, Shanko, well, they await the Sharks in the water. And one final match to get to the grand finals, Tugboat.
Yes, sir. Jinete Gaming, a couple of search and destroy, 4 search and destroy rounds away from that. Let's keep it back to the present. Nobody following on this. Like we said, some very, very early, some very cautious, some very safe playing here on the search and destroy. Back on over the Suspects. Takes a little bit of damage from that errant Simtex. Now moving through the middle and thinking that we play with no train on this map.
Dynamic elements off on the map. 2 versus 4. And, you know, we say dynamic elements are off on the map, but you've got players from Killabyte and Jinete Gaming alike also on the map, so it's kind of difficult to shut all of them off. Suspects around the corner, looks for the shots there onto Scotty. 1 versus 3. From a middle map isn't going to work out, but now it's a 2 versus 2 Tugboat. So as Laplomo finds the kill, is able to back away. Nobody's going to push him on the catwalk for the time being with Subset. He's making the pitch. He's going to put shots onto 1, but he can't finish the kill.
Wow.
Leaves his teammates in a 1 versus 2. 3-1 for Laplomo on a 3 spree. 20 seconds to clutch.
Yeah, again, this is a Killabyte squad that are coming in just absolute slayers. Now, I can't say that for Phantom Ice, but he is off the board as of right now. Laplomo looking to mail something. Moving on over. This is Jinete trying to take the last little bit. Not gonna matter. Killabyte nabbing this one 2-2, tying it on up. Again, the last search and destroy, they took it 6 and 4. So this is not going to be an even, easy game for them again.
Just kill count one more time. I want to gauge the side of Jinete Gaming and say that they have really kind of bounced off of each other extremely well all day long, but every single game that they play, the one consistent factor throughout every single map that they have played, at least on stream, somebody has struggled to a certain extent every map. This map, it's Snippy. Map number 1, it was Lopomo and his teammate that went along with him. So, you know, as bad as it is to kind of highlight some of the players' struggles a bit, at the same time, it's kind of been that Achilles heel for the side of Jinete Gaming, because they could be so good if everybody just had one good map, and if it's any time that they needed it, it's right now.
I hear you. I hear you. This is 8-30. Lopomo last. Snippy now coming into round number 5, 0-4, has dropped every single, or has died every single round so far. Not like saying they're playing 3 men on the field right now, but about as close as we get without that being an absolute fact. Chasing it down with the Diamante, looking on, that's going to be Phantomice and what, suspects Lopomo both go hunting with that Diamante. Snippy now falling again and continuing the theme of dying every round so far. Alan, my man comes through 5-2 with a 3 streak, away from the ace.
Allen, Black Ops 2 qualified for champ. Black Ops Cold War comes out, expresses his domain. Folks, ring it through the hallways.
He's out here taking tickets, and that's almost every member of Killabyte Gaming that does not have one. Didn't purchase it. You kicked off with this one. No trains necessary. Defuse after the 3-piece. Crazy stuff. And also, look, he takes like 10 steps to take these 3 kills, making it look easy, like he's finding lint in his pocket.
Second kill came through. Great timing. But the third kill on that head glitch, that was an ego chow
for the ages.
At the highest extent. He was feeling himself after those 2 kills. Why not get the third and get your teammates going into it? They are in it, folks. You hear him scream. Maybe you can't hear it through the mic, but we hear him scream here in the venue. 3-2. Jinete Gaming lead. Jumper finds the first shot. It's information for Killabyte on where this push is going to be going. But at the same time, Jinete Gaming, they know where the defense is going to strike.
Definitely got plenty of information on this one. Little creepy crawlies on the other side, and Jumper getting blind on that one temporarily. Allen's got that rock in hand. This is Jinete trusting that. Lopomo now finding this one out. AK-74U in hand for Scotty. Wisely deciding to come back on this one. I like Jinete planting because there wasn't enough pressure from Killabyte on the left side.
Careful, the Semtech shots are through. You're going to be able to find that first blood there from Scotty. In the round, trade comes through. 3 versus 3, the retake. 30 seconds are left here. So if Scotty's able to push in over towards the catwalk to find the kill, it's going to be huge. But it's a 2 versus 3. You've got to focus your main attention back over towards the site, especially with the flank coming through. But oh my goodness, Scotty! Again, from Allen receives the absolute shaft of another kill. And it's Phantomice now in a 1 versus 2. You got to find 2 kills in the defuse. Simply won't happen. A 4-2 advantage. If there's any voting to getting to a map number 3 in the checkmate control, well, Jinete Gaming, they are making the case as boldly as they possibly can.
That's fair, Corin. Also, to be stated here, that is the first breaking of the theme so far with these 2 teams trading rounds back and forth. Now, Killabyte's in the situation where they literally have to take this round or they're pushing it to the absolute brink. That last round, that 11th round would be required if they drop another one to Jinete.
Now talk about...
Hit me.
Folks, at home, look at Allen. 6 in a row. 1 more kill gets him a streak on Express. So that's an artillery barrage. What else? Is tough. That's information because you get a free ping on your mini map, your little pocket device that you can pull out.
Exactly.
Out in the middle map, the rest of the squad trying to push back over towards A. I love the play from Killabyte here, but he's actually already got the artillery barrage, so excuse me for being wrong. He's going to call him down. The barrage will rain down from heaven above, causing hell on the map. It finds 1, 3 versus 3. They trade it out. Phantomice gets another kill. Allen, a kill for the cruise missile.
3-2 right now on board with Allen. 9-2 making up for the teammate Snippy so far. Inside Scotty.
There it is.
There it is. Put down, dusted, even. Stevens, Allen, and co. fighting against Jumper. Phantomice 2 versus 2. Rock in hand now for Phantomice, picking it up from the teammate, moving in towards middle. Gonna be looking for stairs. Not gonna take him though. Back towards it. 25 seconds or so. Now A is gonna be in his sight lines, looking in the inside. Now for Train. They're be looking for these Jinete players.
I think they know they're there. Allen, I'm pretty sure spotted him from middle map. I'm not sure if he used the streak right there. I saw some explosions that might not have came out of the barrel. Oh, the weapon, but another round. This Folks, I understand you guys cannot hear through these microphones, but how loud Jinete Gaming are getting right now in this S&D cannot, one, be understated, but two, it is getting in the side of Killabyte's head no matter which way you face it. Killabyte's a great roster, don't get me wrong, but I said the S&D was going to be a struggle. It has been thus far. 5-2 for Jinete. You're going in to a control now in the next map if you win this round, Tugboat. But here's the thing. Here's the kicker. Everybody on the side of Jinete Gaming has a good game. I call they win that control.
Okay. Maintaining the progress in from the search and destroy into control is the prediction here from my man McCornmeal. It could end right here. This is Snippy as well, who's came through, and that's the last round. This last round, the 7th round, is the only one that Snippy did not die in so far. Hasn't found a kill yet.
Oh, he's 0-6, 0-0 on the OBJ, so one more death here without anything. Once again, we'll see another player join the agency. We've already seen a couple players do that today. Cheetah was damn near close. 0-6 in an SD earlier, but you know, namely, it was Jinete Gaming that actually put somebody into the agency. This time, they're on the receiving end of that stick, but at 5-2. 12-2 from Allen on 10, by the way. Might not want to miss that one.
Wait, how did I miss that? How am I double digit in the streak here? How are we not talking about this and singing the praises of Allen constantly? This is ridiculous. He's the only player on his team with objective positioning here. Taking out with the Diamati is Jumper. That's going to be suspects down as well. The even Steven 7-7 pushing to where he is. Now 3v3. Shots from the side. Khaled Brazilian takes one to the brain and not going to feel great about it. 30 seconds left. No plant in yet.
2 kills. And you force map number 3. Phantom Ice. You find the 2nd kill as well. You're going to keep yourself alive, but you've got to find the defuse. Jinete Gaming, they take the round 6-2 in the S&D. Force a 3rd map. We're going back to Garrison for the control. Tugboat. We've got a goddamn series on our hands, baby.
Yes, we do. Earning it all day and twice on Saturdays is Jinete Gaming, pushing this all the way.
It's Sunday now, baby. It's 1 o'clock in the morning here on the eastern side, folks. If you've been up with us here, if you're on the West Coast, you're on the East Coast, you're in Central or Mountain Time, we're staying up late tonight. It's LAN. LAN does not sleep. Miami does not sleep.
No, it does not.
Neither do I.
There it is. New York City is overrated, y'all. That's what Court is saying here today. Pushing it on to Garrison. Yes, it is, dude. Oh. There's not a better co-caster I'd have here with me. AFD 4K open. Thousands of dollars on the line. Quite literally. We saw an absolute title event shift from the hardpoint action into the search and destroy. Jinete coming out. We called it. Killabyte gave me a bunch of slayers. You're going to have to do better than that on the search and destroy. Whoa. In the search and destroy.
Oh, the camera was off there, Tugboat, so they weren't able to see us, but they saw the players. But my God, folks, if you are here watching the stream, as I said beforehand, we are here for a treat. We are in for a treat. This is not only to get to the winners finals, but secure yourselves in top 3. At a LAN event such as this one, I'm going to say the biggest LAN event that we have had since the shutdown. To be at an opportunity in a position to get yourselves to top 3 out of what, 24 teams that are all here competing?
An international LAN event.
Yeah.
Yes, there's the 7 teams from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. There's a team from Colombia, from Colombia, making an intercontinental LAN as well. We cannot presently get teams from the moon, but that's as far across this great wide earth as you can get. Getting on in here to the Garrison for the tiebreaker, basically 1 and 2 at this point.
Folks, if you have not been paying attention, the losers bracket 1 and done's right now. Hard point, you lose it, you're out. You win it, you're moving on. High stakes, shark-infested waters that are only going to get even crazier as this night progresses. But again, we're still in the winners finals here, so you got multiple chances to lose here. Obviously, it's only 1, but still a chance to lose. But as you continuously go through, we get to a Garrison at map number 3, where it's a winner-go-home situation, or in this case, go down to the losers bracket. You'd love to advance forward. You'd love to show off. And if there's any team with a hot hand, of course, well, you see it right here, not on my sheet, but on the screen as well. Jinete Gaming. An S&D performance like that.
Fantastic performances. I gotta say, we're getting into this here now. There was a little bit back and forth as far as host score, and that's what was going back here because, of course, with the first 2 rounds, even Stevens, those are the only 2 that are guaranteed, though. After the tied situation, moving in to the 3rd, not sure what host there. We're not going to bring it up. Doesn't matter, really, honestly. This is LAN. The difference there is going to be as small as it ever is.
Indeed, Tugboat, indeed. That's why we love it, baby. as I said earlier, no excuses.
Call of Duty players will argue about anything.
No damn excuses. I don't want to see excuses from either of these teams. One map decides it all, folks. Who will get to the winners finals? Who will play Render eSports? And right now, out of the gates, Jinete Gaming, they're making a damn good case for themselves.
Yes, they are. Laplomo not liking a hard point. Now looking for the control action here. On a 3 streak already. Call it 4. Jumper looking for 1 and does take down the 4-in-1 now. Laplomo player. Phantom Ice finding some of his own initial control. Not a huge life differential between these two.
Playing sneaky on the tanks right now. Scotty's going to be able to find the first kill on the assault forward. So you've got 1 kill already in your back pocket. You've got 2 players playing over towards B. Looking for your first tick on the site, though, here. You're going to be able to at least get it for now. Everybody from the side of Jinete Gaming is down, respawning back over towards their tank side. But they've got to focus either A or B. And this is the choice you have to make. Do you go to A? Do you go to B? You'd have to say go to A because it's so much easier to defend than that actual B side.
Racal, the Brazilian, looking through window, finding 1 on that one. The first of his run so far. Meanwhile, though, B is getting secured entirely out. Doesn't matter if he dies. Objective-based game. Only 1 life separates these two. A little bit of progress on A, but Jinete now showing up. Scotty trying to mail something through. Doesn't connect. This mailman's not going to knock twice, though. Snippy, bottom left. We get it through X-ray vision. Scotty just kind of slows down and play. Oh, no, he doesn't see it around green barrel. Excuse me. I was like, what's going on? Go! We got to give the people what they want.
Alan Laplomo, both sitting on the A site right now. Kyle, the Brazilian, trying to push up the map just a bit. But you've got progress. You've got Square under your domain right now, but that's only going to last for a short bit of time. Scotty, though, on 5. 2 more. Now, we keep beating a dead horse with this, but streaks are so important, specifically on Garrison Control, if you're able to win an offensive side because of it or use them later on in the game. With an offensive round that's gone swimmingly thus far, 50 seconds left on the clock, you've got to make a decision. Do you push through? Or do you have to make that last-ditch attempt to get to top green?
I mean, now with Killabyte having the streaks available, Scotty getting on top of that one. And again, like you said, Corn, this is Garrison. There's a lot of open points here. Really just the name of the game is getting it through top parts. There's only a couple different places in the entire map, and like under tanks and whatnot, you cannot technically be hit, period, from the hellfire from above. Getting on top of it, Kyle the Brazilian trying to vault this one, getting put down where he stands. First tick right outside of it, Snippy coming in and gets some of his own. Jumper finding 1 as well. Still contested, though. Still contested, not any longer. That's first tick of progress, Corn.
Scotty's going to push up here. Semtex not going to be able to find him, but as he slides in towards the point, Laplomo wise enough to check top corner. Jumper in with the reinforcements spawning close behind. 2 in a row for Jumper, 1 for Phantom Ice, and as they look for the push up towards ramp and inside of Square, you've got 1 player to take care of in the back, and that should secure it. There it is. Round number 1 on the offensive side. What?
Oh, Phantom Ice jumped outside of it, but they didn't get progress for that like second half or so.
Oh no, Phantom Ice falls.
There you go.
Good, but no. 20 seconds left. Now this is completely changed in complexion. 6 versus 6 in the live. Scotty finds the first one there. So now you're pushing back over towards the point. You can have from behind. There it is. The kill comes through from Allen. He's been so huge for the side of Jinete Gaming these last 2 games. Continues to do it once again. They got to fly. Allen is there. Contest is still in from behind. Kyle the Brazilian. Can you save the round? No, you can't. The breakdown inside of the control round. Last push from Scotty. Can't find the shell. There it is. And a round that I thought was over to
wow.
Gaming surprise us all. There it is.
Come through at the 11th hour. What a clutch here for Jinete, pushing into kills, and they completely flip the script on the situation. This is Killabyte forcing this team to come in through bricks and whatnot, through window and whatnot, and then do the same thing against them on top green, forcing players to come in, pushing into time, and giving no quarter at all.
Why?
Fantastic stuff. Jinete wants this like they need the next breath, Corn.
I mean, I feel like Killabyte almost gave up right there. I feel like they thought they had the round win, and then it was like, oh, by the way, Jinete Gaming's back on the point. Hell, I think everybody at home thought that Killabyte had that round win.
As soon as they jumped on top of radar check out there, yeah.
Like you're thinking it is, but no. Somehow, some way, Jinete Gaming come out on top of that round. They take the 1-0 lead here in the Garrison, which you would expect from the defensive team, although it was a valiant effort from Killabyte nonetheless. 2 kills off the board, going for the side of Killabyte, and Kyle will find 2 here in the round. 28-27, a minute left here inside of round number 2, Tugboat. What are you thinking So is the rest of the map.
I gotta say, Jinete just took that. I think that's enough of like a mind freak right here against Killabyte for them to be able to maintain this momentum, especially if this gets down close again. You cannot be a Killabyte squad that thinks about that at all if you're looking to take this next round just to tie it up, of course.
Sneaky jumper in the vent, playing like a rat. First ticket B is going to go to the side of Jinete. Suspects and Co. on the point. Wrap back, look over towards vent. A wise play from Suspects here. Thinks that somebody might be inside of the vent. Except it is going to be Phantom Ice, who has yet to show his face. Jumper comes out of the vent. They're going to be able to find 3. Last play should come through, but Suspects almost able to turn around and find Scotty. However, that stops the B push, halts them all the way back to their spawn. And now the spawn trap can start to formulate here for the side of Killabyte, but you got to win your one-on-ones first there.
Exactly.
It's going to fall apart too.
The procedural Call of Duty at this point. Something else we got to point out, LaPlomo. 8 and 30 in the beginning, anything but here in the control. Now 13 and 6, just outside a decent little streak for him until he falls, of course. Back on over to B. Scotty's there. Defense coming through. Still need to take a progress on this. So this is actually Killabyte in a pretty good situation right now. Of course, defense is at an advantage. Jinete took that earlier. Killabyte now enjoying that situation.
Pinstripe kill feed leads us into the last 15 seconds of this round. 17-17, we're all tied up, but it is going to be progress over towards B, so an extra minute is added onto the clock. Nobody, though, from the side of Jinete Gaming over towards A. We've seen a breakdown from Killabyte already. Suspects trying to play spoiler once again, gets the shots onto Kyle, but he'll escape with just 18 HP left in his pocket. 3 kills down, and as I said beforehand, you could have started to at least push up the map for the spawn trap before they got B. Now you can do it with A control. You get the kills in the middle map, and now it's going to be a 3 versus 3 to try and hold everybody from the side of Jinete Gaming dormant at bay.
I love Phantom moving through the bottom here, an underutilized position, and now pops up, finds 1, looking for a second, up on top. That's Allen, as Phantom Ice finding 2 very quickly. A Search and Destroy God showing up at 10 and 14. Call it 11, excuse me. Phantom Ice looking for more. He's not satisfied yet, Corden.
Playing it patient. That's what you have to do with these situations. 25 seconds left. You're just holding them, once again, all the way back across the map. On the right side of the map, that east side. Same side we're on right now.
Yeah, this is just kills now. 12-3, that's insurmountable.
And it begs a question, right? You know, Jinete, sure, the first round, some might call it a freak round win. I call it composure. But with Killabyte being able to do this on the defensive side, it begs the question, if they go straight to A here, like we saw Render do a little bit earlier to win their control game, is it going to be the same type of circumstances? Maybe. But I think what that also shows, again, I said composure for one team, but for Killabyte, you lose a crazy round number 1. You come back and win the defensive in flying colors. Now you got tied at 1-1. You're basically back to 0-0.
Like, this is the true neutral situation. I understand exactly what you're saying. Yes, if this goes down to the round 5, it'll come by on control ticks. It is no longer by lives, time, anything else. It is the control ticks. Now, looking at these numbers here, Corn, follow along with me. 11-6, big numbers from Jumper. Scott A, 1.5 kill-death ratio on this. Phantom Ice just outside of that at 12 and 15. In Cal, the Brazilian, big numbers, 15-14. You want to run through Jinete for me?
I guess I can do that, but I mean,
sweetheart.
You know, do I really want to? They're getting outplayed. Probably not. So I'm not going to. You know what?
Fair enough.
I'm gonna be my own man, Tugboat. I'm gonna be my own man.
I'd expect nothing less.
Of course. Our man's gonna do some things. Jumper, Scotty, though, they're gonna do things of their own caliber. Scotty finds 1. He'll try to find the second around the corner, but the 2 trades come through. So now we're at 27 apiece for both of the teams. 1:05 on the clock. About 25 seconds is ticked off so far. No progress over towards B. No progress over towards A. The side of Jinete Gaming do a great job of holding them off that first point for at least the time. But as Phantom Ice pushes up the map and is able to get in towards lights, now you can start playing the longer range angles across. Make sure nobody can come through square and instead of cobble, but more importantly, make sure they can't push across the bridge. It pushed directly into the line of sight that somebody should have been watching in the first place.
Yeah, you always have to look across this this P1 area. It's always going to be a constant slaying zone. 45 seconds on here. A little bit of progress, but again, this is going to go down to offensive ticks taken. Killabyte's got to show up on here. Like, yes, they got to it last time. Didn't force out or didn't allow as much from Jinete, pushing it down to the 12 and 3 life situation before time ended. But still, back to comes, and that's going to be Jumper saying, "Get off my plane."
You say get off my plane all you want, but you've only got 25 seconds to push up the map and even get progress at one of the two zones. So if you're trying to bode well for a round number 5, you're not doing a great job thus far. You're going to peek around the corner, you're going to find some shots. Unfortunately, you do get taken down by lights. You've got the last 2 players from the side of Killabyte, the side of Dark, and they're going to fall as well. 10 seconds left. Phantom Ice, the only player pushed up far enough across the map to even get him towards the point. Not going to try it. Knows that he's not going to be able to get there and win those engagements. Jinete Gaming, a 2-1 lead. Killabyte will go back on the defense. Defense for defense trades thus far on the Garrison control, but all it takes now is 1 round for Jinete, the best Puerto Rico team here at AFD Miami.
Yes, sir.
To force Killabyte, a heavy favorite, to the losers bracket.
A heavy favorite indeed. One of these 7 Puerto Rican teams, the only one left in the winner side of this bracket. And again, winner of this plays the infamous Render eSports. But looking at this list, all that is necessary for Killabyte is to break that theme, for Jinete, is to break that theme, take the offensive round, done and dusted. Killabyte will see you in losers finals. We're not there quite yet. Still got a round of control left, at least 1.
Kills off the board. The most important part of a control game is those first engagements to set up the complexion of what the rest of the round will be. Phantom Ice, he's going to be able to find a couple. That's 3 down here for the side of Killabyte. And as Jinete Gaming are forcing themselves to try and get up the map, it's going to have to come down to these one-on-one engagements that you just simply have not won when you're on the offensive side. 1 life separates these 2 teams. 30 seconds have ticked off the clock. But as you find 2 kills, you've got to tick over towards B as well. This is your first out in a situation to where you can capitalize, get progress, and move over towards A.
Looking through red again. Phantom Ice has found a lot there. Not going to happen today. Maybe Phantom Ice, Rat Trap. I don't know. Yeah, I was trying way too hard there. It's getting late already. 45 seconds, and I've broken my cornmeal. Scotty finding 1, putting in a headshot in there. Finding the second. Now for it to come back. Smart plays on here. Now I'll have his HP back. LaPolo, same situation. No progress for you, my friend.
Scotty goes huge, finds 3. Looking for a couple more, will hop up, not going to be able to find the shot, so the close range engagements will go there to Allen. Has struggled severely here on Garrison comparatively to what we have seen from the rest of this series. The S&D, he was incredible. Ended on the winning streak, which you don't see quite that often.
Not in S&D.
He starts to push up the map. Kyle, the Brazilian, and co start to push back. And this is where it's a battle of attrition over towards B. How many lives are you willing to give up on the defensive side? How many lives are you willing to give up pushing on offense? Well, it really doesn't matter when there's 19 seconds to play with, but Jinete Gaming, they have the opportunity to give up a round here, force a round number 5, but then they've got to clutch up. Scotty, what can you do here? You've already found 1, you're on 2. Everybody else from Killabyte now clutching up as well. You've got 1 last player to take it out. Oh my goodness, Scotty finds a 2-piece. They've got momentum going into round number 5, folks. This is incredible.
Okay, so I think because Jinete took that first tick, whereas Killabyte was unable to do similar situations, that is going to put Jinete on the defense. Not 100% sure. Again, it's about offensive ticks taken there. Them getting 1 here, I believe, splits the difference by 1.
I talk about, it's too late for me to do math, but one thing I can do is I can shape this round up for everybody at home. Killabyte, they win that round, go to a round 5. Either of these 2 teams, 1 round of control away from getting to the winners finals to play Render to secure top 3. It starts now. 10 seconds ticked off the clock. Tugboat. Here we go. 30-30. Jinete Gaming. Killabyte. What do you have left in the tank for us for 1 more round on Garrison control?
Out. Jumper taking a headshot early, not going to be ideal situations. Jinete slaying out in the beginning, haven't dropped to death quite yet. Moving on outside, getting a first, let's say third of progress is Kyle Brazilian. Tilly has something to say about it. A jumper outside. This is Allen taking a 2-fronted war here. Up at the top. Kyle Brazilian, I see you later. Looking now at Scotty fighting his own, defending on to B here, so it is going to be a tick of progress, and just outside that on A?
No, no, A doesn't get a tick of progress. You get basically nothing. They reduce it all the way back down to its base form of nothing. So Jinete Gaming, you're happy because you get a tick on B, but if you're the side of Killabyte, you're ecstatic because you got Allen off of that hard point. You got control of that B zone. You're able to find the contest here, and as Kyle comes around the corner, Allen's just too strong once again. It seems like every time we switch to Allen, between Kyle and him, it has not been a fair fight whatsoever. But as we look back over towards B, the second tick should come through unless the contest is there. Phantom Ice finds the kill. Scotty will fall 23-23. We're basically tied up here with the Jinete Gaming trying to find this last tick over towards B.
Defense might not be in at an advantage here, but Jinete will hear none of that. 50 seconds left, 2 ticks on to B. Nothing on A, even throw a solid bit of trying. Phantom Ice almost finds enough to be ended there. That's going to be a Demati out by Loplomo. Jumper, Killabyte, even the score here. Now, still the same 2 live differential between these 2 squads.
Scotty, you've been the saving grace in the last couple rounds for the side of Killabyte. Loplomo, you're going to get the kill up and towards top grade. You get the shots there on the Phantom Ice as well. Scotty, what can you do to stay alive here? You don't want to give any progress over towards A, but you don't want to let them capture the B zone either. You're coming around the corner. There it is. Scotty, the kill. Saves A, at least for the time being, but they still got 2 ticks over towards B. 30 seconds left in the round. 3 kill disparity between Jinete Gaming and Killabyte. Killabyte the advantage, but here comes Jinete. They've got on to B.
Loplomo just trying to kind of stay down there, get out of the thick of this storm. Not going to happen so easily, even without those trophy systems. 29 seconds pause here. B is just outside control. That's going to be, nope, not quite yet. Control contested. Jumper felled. Loplomo outside of it. Phantom Ice on the other side, still playing a lot of defense, and that's Phantom Ice and Killabyte just lighting up this kill feed.
And he stays inside the point to contest the entire time, so they don't get to add an extra minute on the clock, and he's depleting the zone at the same time. Loplomo has to get onto the point. Phantom around the corner. Kyle the Brazilian coming through for backup, but Scotty in the spawn looking to try and trap the opposition. He gets killed, though. Phantom Ice, can you stay alive? Oh. 1. Just stay on the contest. You got the trophy system, and here comes Kyle. Kyle looks for 1. Phantom Ice is there. Phantom Ice finds the shot, but can't find the last kill. 1 more tick. 2 players to kill. How does he stay alive for this long? God knows how. But he's making it work over towards the B zone. 11 seconds left. 13-7. 6 lives separate these 2 teams, but more importantly, a trip to the winners finals.
Yes, sir. Trades come through. That's going to be the disadvantage of Jinete there. Another one. They have 1 more life before. Now they're fighting us from 3-4. This has just become so much easier for Killabyte Gaming after Phantom Ice finds a nasty headshot. 3 seconds, and that is it, McCornmeal. A little bit contest, but that's going to be pretty much it. Fighting this one 4-2. We know how this goes in search and destroy. That's Killabyte Gaming punching their ticket to the winners finals. Killabyte, GG's. You're moving on to the winners finals after an incredible performance there from Phantom Ice to stay alive inside of lights throughout the entire assault of 4 different players from Jinete Gaming. If you want to give anybody the MVP of that series, you want to give anybody the MVP of anything right now, it was that play right there to secure yourselves inside of the winners finals. And Tugboat, I've got to say it, one matchup everybody here at After Dark Esports has been waiting for all night long. Render Esports, Killabyte Gaming, yes, sir.
The head-to-head matchup of the 2 Goliaths, the Giants, the Beasts, here in Miami, stomping in the water, causing a tidal wave, hopefully not a tsunami. We'll see.
Yeah, some of the best from the, at least Midwest, Indiana and beyond, and some beasts from the East. Here now, I gotta say it again in case you guys just missed it. Killabyte Gaming's Kyle the Brazilian was poach is too strong of a word, I'll say, but they did. Render Esports did try to get Kyle the Brazilian to stay on. Now Kyle the Brazilian showing up, performing in that CCL in the College COD League, coming through for a top 8 with his college. That's UCF. Decided to stay with Scotty, Jumper, Phantom Ice, Jumper, of course, being his CCL teammate, staying there, and I think they're pretty happy with how it turned out.
Well, you might be happy right now, but the team that Kyle turned down is the team that they're about to face in the winners finals. Myself, FBI Tugboat, we've got a lot more games coming up here tonight. We still got winners finals, losers finals, grand finals, and any other losers matches that we throw on in between. Yep. And best of ones all the way through the losers brackets up until losers finals. Folks, we're going to kick it to a break. We've got interviews with players that just won, interviewers with players that have lost, and of course, players that are still making their way through the losers brackets. As I said beforehand, I'm McCormiel, alongside myself, FBI Tugboat, and we'll be back here from After Dark Esports in Miami in just a few moments.